Welcome to the Library Love Fest podcast. I'm Virginia Stanley.
I'm Lainey Mays.
And I'm Grace Carinolo.
We are the library marketing team at HarperCollins Publishers. We bring librarians and great books together. Welcome and enjoy the show.
Book Buzz, HarperCollins Book Buzz. Check it out. Book Buzz, HarperCollins Book Buzz. Brought to you by Library Love Fest.
Hello, it's Lainey from the library marketing team. I'm so happy to be back for another round of Library Reads announcements. This is the January 2024. That's weird to say because it's now going to be 2024, which is wild. But this is the January 2024 list, and we just got the great news. We have 2 authors who made the top 10 list. So, little rundown of Library Reads if you're not aware. I'm sure most of you are, but if you're not, Library Reads is a program. All of the library workers across America, so doesn't have to be a librarian, can be a staff member. They can read and vote for books that are publishing within a month. So of all the books that are published and they're voted on, 10 of them, top 10 that are voted on, are taken and put in this Library Reads list. So it's the top 10 books published in a month. It's really fabulous. It's a big deal. And we're always so honored when we hear about these. And I know our authors are honored as well. And we are so excited to tell you all about our 2 of the top 10. So without further ado, we have Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson and All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. So we're so excited and we can't wait for you to hear more from the authors. We do a really special thing on the podcast where we hear from the authors directly. They send an audio in. So let's hear from Benjamin Stevenson first.
Today from down in Australia, I've just learned that my novel, Everyone on This Train is a Suspect, is a Library Reads top 10 pick for January, which is just mind-blowing. So they asked me do a reaction video, and the reaction was that I was in a library and I couldn't make the noise to make this video, so I've walked out the front, and that's where I'm talking to you now. I'm so thrilled that this book has made the list. Everyone on This Train is a Suspect is a murder mystery where 6 murder mystery writers find themselves as victims, suspects, and detectives in a real life murder mystery. And do writers themselves have the skills to solve the murders that we write about or commit them? And it was really my sort of love letter to the publishing industry, other writers, and most of all, readers. And library readers are the most incredibly knowledgeable readers. Every time I do a talk there, they've picked up on all of the literary references and the in-jokes inside the books. And so they really are exactly for library readers, my books. And so it's a real pleasure to be included on the January list. One of the things that happened recently is that my first novel, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, in an Australian library, I was just walking past and they had this recommended shelf. And the shelf category was books for your reluctant teenage son reader. And my book was on there. And that was just a really nice kind of picked category from the library to say, oh, look, if your teenage son doesn't really like reading, he might like this. I mean, there's sort of no harder market than a teenage son who doesn't like reading. And I think it was just a really nice moment of like, oh, they think this is fun. They think this might translate. But I think the specificity of that recommendation was something that just kind of made me go, oh, this is cool. You see a book on the shelf and it always feels a little surreal. But seeing that just made me really think, everyone needs a good librarian in their life to say, you know what, you should read this, and it might change your life. And certainly I think every sort of between 15 and 18-year-old boy maybe has that one book that they find that gets them into reading again. And the idea that my book would be amongst those was really cool. The other thing about libraries is that I write in them. I write all my books partly in libraries. I write them sort of everywhere, on planes, on trains, quite literally for this one, but also in libraries. Every time, I tour stand-up comedy, and every time I'm in a new city, I go into the local library and I spend a half day kind of writing there, or getting some plotting done, or getting some research done. And so it's really it's a really safe place for me, and I go to different libraries because I like changing up the kind of scenery, but it feels like a really safe place to kind of create and write, and I really, really love writing in libraries. But the other thing that I love is just the idea that, you're always in there and there's a bunch of people on their laptops, and some might be school students studying, and some people might be applying for jobs, and other people might be, reading the news or whatever. But there's so many people on so many computers and devices and stuff, and you don't know what everyone's doing. And I like to think that in the library always is someone else writing a book that one day I'm going to not know was written right next to me, but I'm going to pick it up and say, wow, this book's really good. And in my head, it's like, maybe that was written in the same kind of place. So libraries, I think, I love going to them, and I'm going to keep writing my books to them. After I finish recording this, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to write the next chapter of my next book. I'm up to the murder, which is exciting. So I talk to you, and then I go and kill somebody on the page, which is it's a unique job being a writer. But I digress. It's just such a thrill to be chosen out of however many books are published and however many lists there are, to think that my book might get picked for any of them, let alone one as impressive and significant as the collated knowledge of librarians' tastes is still really amazing. So thank you so much. I hope all of your readers really, really love it, and I'm really excited to release the book in January. Thank you again. Bye.
Oh, that was really lovely. I'm so happy that he got the news and then walked outside to react right in the moment, because I think that's when you get the most honest reaction. I think that was just really, really special. Such lovely stories. We had Benjamin on our Writers to Watch series, so be sure to go check that out and hear more from this author. But I think also just the response to the first one that made the Library Reads list as well. That was Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. It was an overwhelming response. Everyone loved that book so much that we were just so happy that the second one made it. And I know this author is too. So let's hear from Mariana Zapata.
Hi everyone, I'm Mariana Zapata, the author of All Roads Lead Here, and I'm so thrilled to have All Roads Lead Here included as a January 2024 Library Reads pick. I can't begin to explain the impact that libraries had on me throughout my childhood. From my school libraries to my local library, they fed that early hunger in me that loved reading new worlds and characters every moment I could. From falling in love with romance thanks to the Babysitter's Club books, to ugly crying for the first time over fictional characters, coonhounds that I'm never going to get over, or not being able to sleep because of goosebumps. Every book I ate up then has shaped me as a person. Reading is and always will be my favorite activity in the whole world, and I have no idea who I would be now without the access to books that libraries provided me with. Even now as an adult, being in one feels like a hug and an old friend. Thank you so much for the honor of being a Library Reads pick. 10-year-old me wouldn't believe it.
Oh, so sweet. I loved this read, All Roads Lead Here. I thought it was so lovely. The Queen of Slow Burn romance is for sure. There's such great characters in there, and they really bloomed in their own ways and then were beautiful together as well. So thank you and congratulations to both authors. We're so happy. And you can hear more about the next round of Library Read suggestions from us by going to Library Love Fest or anywhere we are. You'll find the suggestions for the next list. And then hopefully we'll be back and you'll hear from me again and more authors. So congrats and keep voting. Thanks. Thank you for listening to the Library Love Fest podcast. For more information, go to librarylovefest.com. Enjoying the show? We would love to hear what you think. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Library Love Fest, on Instagram and TikTok at Harper Library. And you can always give us a call and leave us a message. You might end up on the show. That number is 212-207-7773. Be sure to rate and review us and share the show with a friend. Until next time.